Welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. Shout out to my Morning Thoughts family and shout out to all my subscribers, not just viewers, but those who respect the platform enough to actually subscribe and return. All right, so listen to this story real quick. This won't be too long of a video. I just want to show you where the problem lies in Jamaica. I've said this over the years many times before. As a person who did multiple years in the military, I understand the element of surprise. I understand what it means to run a mission, as I have ran many missions over my course of my military career. To see how they do it in Jamaica, it gives me no wonder why things are the way they are. Gunman versus law enforcement. So, this article says Norwood gangsters take flight. Listen to this. Norwood St. James. Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang says a number of violence producers, including lottery scammers in Norwood St. James, managed to elude security forces' dragnet by taking flight from the community when the zone of special operations was announced by Prime Minister Andrew Holness last Sunday. Now, if you tune into this channel all the time, you remember me saying when the Right Honorable Andrew Holness announced it, I said, why is he announcing when they are going there? Because all that's going to do is it's going to alert them and they are going to move before you get there. Correct? Okay, now this is the news headline. Shout out to the Jamaica Observer. Norwood gangsters take flight. And I can't believe that Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang actually said this. He's the security minister and he actually said that they eluded the dragnet and took flight out of the community when the zone of special operation was announced by Prime Minister Andrew Holness last Sunday. So I'm wondering, does the Prime Minister and the Minister of National Security communicate before these press conferences where they release all this information to the public for law enforcement, for law-abiding citizens to hear, as well as for criminals to hear? Now, some of them escaped, he said. A lot of individuals in there who are violence producers are involved in advanced credit fraud, which is lotto scamming, and they have acquired many properties across Jamaica. That's another thing we could talk about. So, the security minister, who is the member of parliament for St. James Northwest, contended that when the ZOSO was declared, it was misconstrued by some community members as a state of emergency. Naturally, when this zone was announced, a number of people moved out of the community. My understanding is that some people thought that they were coming with a state of emergency, so they moved. This is what Dr. Chang said. Sir, Dr. Chang, listen, it doesn't matter if it's state of emergency or zone of special operation. All in all, pretty much minus the little technicalities y'all deal with on paper, is all the same thing. So from Badman here says ZOSO a come or state of emergency SOE is coming. Either one that it is, they're going to shift. You understand? That is why it is important for you guys to use what's called the element of surprise. But I have a theory. Because more and more it is being exposed as to why you guys keep on announcing when you're coming, how long you're going to stay, when you're leaving, and all the things that you do while you are there, on your way there, and after you leave there. I don't see the sense in it, but I understand what you guys are doing, whether you want to admit it or not. I have said before that of Jamaica best interest at heart. You could not. It's a zone of special operations, so it's different concept is what he said. So most residents who moved out, they will move back to their homes. Then, of course, then we can question them and the police will have to decide how to use whatever evidence they have then. If it is enough to go to court or they just have to monitor and maintain the peace until the community is restored to normal, Chang said. Dr. Chang said that it is customary for community members involved in lotto scamming and own houses elsewhere, so they move out when curfews and these things are imposed, adding that a number of curfews have been imposed in Norwood in recent months. He was speaking to members of the media during a visit to the Norwood zones of special operations on Saturday, and he was accompanied by Jamaica Social Investment Fund Managing Director Omar Sweeney, Mona Suho, Senior Manager, Social Development at JSIF, and National Water Commission Vice President of Operations Kevin Kerr. They all accompanied him there. Now, on Tuesday, during his visit to the Norwood ZOSO, Commissioner of Police Major General Anthony Anderson revealed that 3 illegal firearms were seized and 7 individuals have been arrested and charged for various crimes up to the 3rd day of the enhanced security measurements. 3 illegal firearms are seized. And I mean, so them gave the 3 illegal firearms, and I bet you it wasn't the 3 that they wanted. Them have the rifle, them give the 3 like a handgun, right? So something to celebrate about. Or is it what I'm hearing? The security minister, meanwhile, said that the security forces are acquainted with the areas where the violence producers operate, which contributes to the early success. On declaration of the Norwood ZOSO, the Prime Minister said since the start of 2021, there has been 15 murders and 14 shootings in this community, which has a population of over 12,000 people. And since 2019, there has been 66 murders recorded in this community, with 6 gangs wreaking havoc in and around this area. So that's a good reason to put up zones of special operations in this area, right? All right. General Anthony Anderson also underscored that the rampant criminal activities that were reported in and spilling over into other communities from Norwood gave rise to the ZOSO in the community. Boy, I don't know. All I see these people doing is patting themselves on the shoulder and celebrating when there's really no reason to celebrate. If I was a military personnel, someone who was charged with cleaning up this place, and this is the record that I have to stand on, I would consider myself ineffective. No time for the foolishness. No time for the foolishness is a person. And the person said, you know what I'm hearing from the Minister of Security? It's the same 200 guns a month talk. And remember, they couldn't find 100 guns a month. And they can't even stop the guns from entering our country illegally. So it's the same thing with these criminals. He's coming out now and telling us that all the criminals are gone, when it's the police job to plan and to make sure that they execute these operations properly, so criminals don't know that you're coming, so you can catch them. Again, element of surprise. Paddy 5 says Dr. Chang doesn't realize that the gangsters who took flight are hiding in other parishes, and they're ready to create havoc on those communities in those other parishes. Dr. Chang keeps using the same methods and expecting different results. He doesn't have a clue on how gangsters operate. He's not the right person for this post of security minister. We've only been saying that for a while now. Professor says, when I see headline like these, read the article, look at the comments, and if lucky, the interview with the Minister of Security, it tells me that we are in some serious problems. I am not a worrying person, neither am I afraid. I know that crime is all over the world and it is increasing rapidly everywhere. However, I am not convinced the least that based on our actions that we are serious about breaking the backs of this monster called crime. Firstly, how can you announce a ZOSO before you even in the community? Are the gangsters supposed to sit and wait until you get there? Secondly, I really don't believe that we should have a medical doctor for a security minister. This needs to change. Position like this one should be for people who have extensive training in the area and knows how to deal with this kind of a situation. For the person in charge of security to be taking advice from someone else, how do you expect crime to be solved? This madness has to stop. We're making the criminals look very intelligent. The criminals are smart. They are not intelligent. So how are they winning? Sandan says, well, if you don't announce increased law enforcement measures in certain communities, then you run into other sets of problems with the law-abiding citizens there within those communities. So unfortunately, people have the right to know. So here what? Drastic times call for drastic measures, my friend. So when military operations are to be conducted, then law enforcement or law-abiding citizens will just have to understand that this is what we have to do to clean up the place. Either you war with us that you're not being notified before we come in, or you have us come in unnotified to you and you just work with the program because you are on the side of the law that is trying to clean up the place, don't it? All right. Listen, this goes to the old saying. And the old saying is this. SouFLo, this is what them said to me, Them said, SouFLo, you know why they don't really want to clean up the place? Because they could have put cameras everywhere already. They could have been monitoring these people from all different angles already. The technology is there. The know-how is there to do it. And they could have been tracking these people all this time from different properties to different vehicles. You know the technology that is there to do all these things. Why they're not doing it and why they're doing stupid things like announcing when they're going to set up a zone of special operation or a state of emergency with no element of surprise to it, as if to say, here is our warning, we're heading your way, clean house and vacate, and then when we leave, you can come back. You know why they're doing that, SouFLo? They're doing that because dirty money is greasing their palms too. And that is the reason why. The bottom line reason why. Well, if that is the reason why, then Jamaica is in big trouble. Big, big, big trouble. So, the next time you see or hear that a zone of special operation or a state of emergency has been announced, I want you to go and tag the person, be it the Prime Minister or be it the Minister of National Security or Police Commissioner. Tag them and let them know that what they're doing is foolishness. All right? Leave your comments in the comment section below. We want our Jamaica back. The good, good, good Jamaica. I'm out. Peace.
I'm at the highway, I'm at the highway, I'm at the highway, I'm at the highway. It all started in that empty highway. Ask if I'm gon' ride, I say away. Sliding, sliding. Police right behind me, trying to die tonight. C4 if you try and blow like dynamite.
Alright, so that's T-Viral, and he has released Hallways, and this is his second single on his YouTube channel called Sliding. Hit the link in the description below or in the comments section pinned. Go over to T-Viral channel, hit that subscribe button over there and check out his music.
Sliding, sliding. Police right behind me, trying to die tonight. C4 if you try and blow like dynamite.